And welcome back to NXW, where we're about to kick off our Fatal 4-Way Falls Count Anywhere match. And here comes competitor number 1, who was slightly angry about what Maria McDonald had announced earlier on tonight, and that is the former NXW Women's Champion Christina Bloodrose, who lost her title to Jessica Bishop in a triple threat match at NXW Uncensored. And due to the actions before NXW Uncensored, the board of directors decided that if she did lose the title, then she wouldn't have an automatic rematch for the title. She'll have to earn her number 1 contendership. But I believe that Christina Bloodrose will see this as a perfect opportunity to showcase why she belongs to be the number 1 contender. And here comes the champion. She managed to regain her crown, or title should I say, at NXW's Uncensored in a triple threat match against not only Christina Bloodrose but the rookie Olivia Lockhart. And it was quite an epic contest, if I do say so myself. But there you see the new NXW Women's Champion, Jessica Bishop, and she's got quite a task ahead of her, not only tonight but at NXW Rebellion, when she defends that title against Lara Strum. It'll be interesting to see who comes out on top of that match. And luckily for her, that this match is once again non-title. And we await the third competitor in this matchup. And here she comes, the number 1 contender for the women's title, Lara Strum. And Strum, who won a 6-woman ladder match to become number 1 contender, kind of surprised a lot of people during that match. People thought it was going to be Megan Powers that was going to win the match, but Lara Strum managed to come away with the victory. She'll have the biggest match of her life come NXW Rebellion, when she takes on the champion for that title. Will she be able to win the NXW Women's Championship for the first time in her career? And finally, here comes the only female member of the Straight Edge Revolution, Ruby Rebel, who has made quite a name for herself in the online world, defeating quite a lot of people. But she did have an undefeated streak, which is no longer the case now, but she is quite a force to be reckoned with. I have to say, I'm quite excited for this Fatal 4-Way match, because it's 2 NXW Rebellion previews in one match. And what I mean by that is that, as well as the title match, we have a last woman standing match between Ruby Rebel and Christina Bloodrose. It'll be interesting to see who will come out on top of that match. And I must point out that it is not a number 1 contenders match, but whoever walks out the victor in that match will make a definitive case of who should become the number 1 contender. And here we go. And it seems, bit of a double suplex action there by Rebel and Strum. Rebel taking the fight to Christina Bloodrose, as Lara Strum takes the fight to the champion, Jessica Bishop. Look at the furious leg drops there by Ruby Rebel there onto Christina Bloodrose, but gets sent out of the ring for trouble. And now Christina Bloodrose separating herself from the rest of the competitors, and it seems that it's now down to Ruby and Christina versus each other, whilst Strong and Bishop take on each other, so definitely a match preview for NXW Rebellion. Oh, what a shot by Rebel there. And I'll try my best to keep an eye on all the action, but seeing that it's a fatal 4-way match, it is a little bit impossible from time to time. Oh, Bishop misses with the springboard as Christina Bloodrose. Oh, I thought she was going to go for a brainbuster, but reversed by Ruby Rebel. Meanwhile, Strong has a submission hold on the champion, but Bishop kicking out of it. Oh, Jesus! Ruby Rebel with a pile driver on Christina Bloodrose on the padded concrete there, as Strong goes for the cover now. But not enough. And Christina Bloodrose, oh, back suplex there. Meanwhile, Strong and Bishop going back and forth. Meanwhile, oh, what a facebuster maneuver there by Bishop. Meanwhile, Rebel is in a bit of trouble here. Pinfall attempt, but not enough. And remember, folks, pinfalls and submissions count anywhere. What a hurricanrana there by Ruby Rebel. Strong continuing the offense on Jessica Bishop. And before I was cut off, pinfalls and submissions do count anywhere. There's no count out, obviously. No disqualification. First pinfall or submission gets the win. And what's Strong up to here? She's got Bishop on the top rope. Oh! Double knee stomp right there. Could this be it? 2. Oh, Christina trying to get back in the ring, but Bishop kicked out. How angry would Christina Bloodrose be if it was a title match and if the match was over just like that? She would not be happy. Although if she did win this match, I'm guessing she still wouldn't be happy due to the fact that it's a non-title match. Meanwhile, Ruby Rebel taking the fight to Christina Bloodrose, but as soon as I say that, she gets a DDT for her trouble here, as Bishop now goes for the cover. 1, 2, no, kick out. And Bloodrose tried to break up the pinfall, but was a little bit too late, should I say. Meanwhile, Ruby seems to be in a lot of trouble here. And between Christina and herself, Christina does have the experience, and what a big boot there by Christina. Back and forth between all 4 competitors here. Meanwhile, Strong going for something here. What's she going for? Oh, wait a minute. Setting up for something. Clotheslines Bishop out of the ring. She looks like she's setting up for something. Here comes Strong. Oh my God, she missed. Oh, that's gonna do some serious damage. Meanwhile, Christina with the pin. No. Submission attempt. Wait a minute, the referee's ringing the bell. We have a winner. Christina Bloodrose has won the fatal 4-way match. Wow. It was anyone's game throughout the entire match. I mean, basically it was like 2 singles matches happening at the same time. Now you see that double knee stomp there. I thought Lara Strum had it here, but as you can see here, a kick out by the champion. That's the 50 minutes of fame right there. Went for the cover. 1, 2, but kick out at the last second. Meanwhile, while Lara Strum missed her dive attack. Christina had a pin attempt, went straight to the submission, and that was enough to get the submission victory. And there's your winner right there, folks, Christina Bloodrose. And coming up next, it is our main event for the European Championship as Blake Mercer takes on Ulrich Davies.